ABC Listen. Podcasts, radio, news, music and more.
Since Donald Trump falsely accused migrants in the US city of Springfield of eating pet cats and dogs, the city has made headlines around the world and has been thrown into chaos. So, what's life like there? And how are the long-term residents and Haitian migrants coping? Today, Associated Press reporter Julie Carr Smyth takes us to Springfield, a town that's been rocked by a lie. I'm Sam Hawley on Gadigal land in Sydney. This is ABC News Daily. Julie, Donald Trump, during the debate with Kamala Harris, made these completely unsubstantiated and false claims about migrants in Springfield eating pet cats and dogs. It was rather a wow moment, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
We had been fact-checking it over the previous 2 days because J.D. Vance had first tweeted it on that Monday. And so by Tuesday night, I had been kind of immersed in the issue for a couple days.
It really did become a talking point, I think, across the world. But for the people of Springfield, it was much more than that, wasn't it? Just tell me what has happened in Springfield in the 10 days since the debate.
Springfield has been really turned upside down by this. They have experienced no fewer than 33 bomb threats to various schools and government buildings. There have been closures, and in response to that, our state has sent in additional state troopers. They've now erected special surveillance cameras around the city, looking at different buildings for safety purposes. I just spent yesterday in Springfield for the day, and people are really shell-shocked. They're just walking around wondering how they got in the middle of all of this national vitriol.
We need to come together. We are a city of love, a city of compassion. And what is happening in our city right now is absolutely unbelievable.
And authorities have confirmed, have they, that these threats have been linked in some way to the comments about Haitian migrants eating pets?
We don't know that, no. What we do know is that none of them was deemed to be real. There were no bombs anywhere in the city, but they were mostly foreign actors who the officials here say that they were trying to foment some discord in the community. And so there's a sense that perhaps they were capitalizing on what had gone on.
And do we know where the threats have been coming from?
The authorities have not said what country. They said the bulk of them have come from one country, but we don't know which country.
But it essentially sounds like very large parts of Springfield have actually come to a halt. They've been shut down.
They were, yes. They were able to reopen in the last couple of days with increased police presence. So the local police were really stretched to the limit. And the governor here in Ohio, Mike DeWine, sent in some extra state troopers. So those officers are posted at all of the schools in the city. They're looking out on the government buildings and things like that to just reassure people that everything in the city is safe.
We're not saying we don't have challenges, and the mayor has never said that, but we accept the challenges. And Springfield, the people of Springfield, people of Ohio didn't make the decisions about the Haitians coming here. We deal with the world as we find it, and we try to make things work, and that's what we're trying to do.
So all this disruption in Springfield, even though Trump's comments about migrants eating the pets have been completely debunked. And even though I guess most people know that this is fake, the former president and his running mate, JD Vance, just keep running with it since the debate.
You know what? They've got to get much tougher. I'm going to go there in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to Springfield and I'm going to Aurora. You may never see me again, but that's okay. Got to do what I got to do. Whatever happened to Trump? Well, he never got out of Springfield.
Even J.D. Vance himself has said that the reports that he has heard very possibly could be false, and that isn't the point of why he brought it up. He brought it up to draw attention to this. He even said at one point, create the story.
If I have to,
but it wasn't just a meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast.
Okay, so just step back for me for a moment, Julie, and just remind us how this original story came about. Where did this all start from?
Well, there has been an influx of Haitian immigration into this city. And J.D. Vance, as a U.S. Senator from the state of Ohio, had been drawing attention to it on Capitol Hill. And then one day on that Monday before the debate, he had tweeted that basically, I've been trying to raise an issue about this, and now we see that people who don't belong in this country are eating people's pets. And we had a verified incident in the state of Ohio of a woman, a U.S. citizen, who had indeed killed a cat, and her neighbor said they witnessed her trying to eat the cat. She was arrested. She's in jail. She's a U.S. citizen. She's awaiting trial and that kind of thing. This was 175 miles from Springfield, so across the state. It was an isolated incident as far as we know. So that kind of got conflated with these claims in the city of Springfield that Haitian immigrants were walking off with ducks and geese from the parks.
And then it went from there.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So it also, of course, comes at a time when immigration is such a hot button issue in the United States and for this election. And it really is a huge issue in Springfield, isn't it? As you mentioned, there are a lot of Haitian migrants in Springfield. Just tell me a bit about the background of that, first of all.
Well, so the city has about 60,000 people, and our understanding is between 15,000 and 20,000 Haitian immigrants have come there over the last several years. We don't have exact take on that, but over a 2 or 3 or 4 year period. And the reason being they were recruited there to work at manufacturing facilities, distribution centers, and warehouses. So that has taken this huge toll on the city's services, on housing. There have been traffic issues. And really what caught the attention of everyone was that a Haitian man had hit a school bus last year, and it was a fatal accident. One 11-year-old child was killed in the accident, and many others were wounded. So that sort of drew some comments and attention from different politicians to say we need to do something about the Haitian immigrants.
So a school bus was hit by a car driven by a Haitian migrant, and that really what got the community quite angry.
Right. I think it sort of brought it to a head, this bubbling idea that there had been a lot of pressure on social services, longer lines, crowded classrooms. Something like going to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles to get your license would take 3 times as long because there was a language barrier. And so that would create lines. Same with the hospitals and so forth. So that had been kind of brewing. And then when this accident happened, it just tipped the balance, and really a lot of anger spilled over.
Interestingly, though, the boy's father, the boy was Aidan Clark, he was 11 years old. His father, Nathan, he had this amazing press conference, didn't he, where he just said, stop using my son's death for your political gain.
Yes, he was quite angry, and he called out several politicians by name, Trump, J.D. Vance, and then we have a Senate candidate here named Bernie Moreno, who's another Republican, who he said, you're using my son's name, you're using it to fan hate, and I don't agree with that. I don't want you doing that anymore. I need you to apologize.
I wish that my son, Aiden Clark, was killed by a 60-year-old white man. I bet you never thought anyone would ever say something so blunt. But if that guy killed my 11-year-old son, the incessant group of hate-spewing people would leave us alone.
And from all accounts, the Haitian community in Springfield has actually brought a lot to the community, but of course it's also been just so polarising as well.
Yes, the Haitian community is, from everything we're being told, hardworking. They're holding these jobs. They were asked to, and hired by local companies. Our governor has come out and basically said this was a good thing for this community. It brought jobs. It's helped the economy, which the city was sort of dwindling in population and hurting economically.
These are people who care about their families. These are people who value education. They are hard workers, and I think we should respect that.
All right. Well, just tell me then, you've been to Springfield quite a lot of times, of course, since the debate. Tell me, how are the long-term residents of Springfield feeling about all of this now and about the comments that Donald Trump made?
Speaking to people just yesterday, a lot of them are now just hunkering down. Mm-hmm. They are trying to take a breath and trying to pray and trying to hope that this will go away, and they just want to get back to their everyday lives. A lot of parents told us that, it's scary to drop your children off at school because you don't know about these bomb threats, and it's also scary to just to be in the eye of this kind of hatred.
Do any of them, or any of the people that you've actually spoken to, believe the lie, the pet-eating lie?
I think that there is a faction, yes, who they sort of believe that it's possible that these cats are being taken, and we've heard things like, there were rituals that the media can't possibly know about where these reports would not have been able to be verified, and there are a lot of conspiracy theories that are out there about what is happening.
What about the Haitian community there? They must be feeling really under attack.
We have heard from some of the leaders of that community that they are feeling as if they're physically vulnerable, that they might be in danger, that people might hurt and attack them. Some of them are talking about moving away.
They have fear, a lot of fears going on right now. Some of them are talking about leaving Springfield. Some of them are scared for their life. It's a little bit tough for us.
Of course, the reason they're here in the first place is that their own country is under such incredible siege. It wouldn't be a safe place for them to return to.
Yeah, all right. Well, tell me what next for Springfield then. How is the leadership of Springfield dealing with this? I mean, how do they recover from what has been such a huge issue in the United States, but also it's been talked about around the world, of course?
Yes, we think that there are some signs of hope. The regional mayors have gotten together and are working on mutual aid agreements with the city to try to help out with resources and that kind of thing. We've heard that the Haitian community has actually almost reached its limit, and some of these folks are moving on up the road to other cities in Ohio. People are really just sort of trying to band together and support each other. And of course, they will continue, though, to call on the federal government to do more to help them, which has been what they've been doing all along.
I'm sure the people of Springfield will be glad when the election is over.
Absolutely. As will we all, I have to say.
Absolutely. Julie, thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Julie Carr Smyth is an Associated Press reporter based in Columbus, Ohio. This episode was produced by Sydney Peed and Cara Jensen McKinnon. Audio production by Sam Dunn. Our supervising producer is David Cody. Find us on the ABC Listen app for all our episodes, including on the US presidential debate and this week's assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I'm Sam Hawley. ABC News Daily will be back again on Monday. Thanks for listening.